We just had an excellent cabinet meeting that is almost entirely focused on the Canada-U.S. dynamic. We know how important it is for Canadians that we be there to protect not just the Canadian economy, but their jobs. The cost of living challenges they're facing that could get worse. We have a lot of work to do, and that's what we're focused on. On vient d'avoir une très bonne rencontre du cabinet concentrée sur la dynamique Canada-États-Unis. On sait que dans exactement un mois, le président Trump va être inauguré et de préparer le Canada pour la dynamique, c'est-à-dire protéger les emplois, protéger l'économie canadienne, être là pour aider les Canadiens avec les coûts de la vie qui pourraient s'empirer dépendamment de ce que l'administration américaine va faire. C'est notre priorité et c'est sur ça qu'on travaille. On a beaucoup de travail à faire.
Are you going to prorogue Parliament? Are you considering proroguing?
Mr. Miller, why are you telling the Prime Minister that he should stay on?
Well, my conversations with the Prime Minister will obviously remain confidential. I think the important thing to remember that if you're a minister sitting around the cabinet table, confidence in the Prime Minister is not optional, and I'll leave it at that.
And why do you think he's the right leader to lead the Liberal Party in the next election?
Well, we have, in the next 60 days, an existential threat for the Canadian economy, for people that could lose their jobs. The unemployment rate could double. We need to focus on that, and I think he's the best to lead us in a very difficult situation. We can't be in a situation where the government has no ability to fight back, and that's what needs to happen.
And now we have the opposition party calling for an election.
Are you going to prorogue?
Well, Pierre Poilievre is pulling another one of his convoy moves. They tried that going to the Governor General and tried to turn some weird trick that somehow gets Pierre Poilievre where he needs to be. So it's another shtick. Is he going to bring donuts and coffee to the Governor General at the same time with his convoy people? I mean, this is ridiculous. So these are games. We have to be serious and make sure that we're focusing on the next 60 days.
Even the
Is your
NDP
government considering proroguing? Are you considering proroguing at all? Minister Nansangri, how do you think your government can function if there's about 40 MPs calling for Trudeau to resign?
Well, I think what's important is that we have a lot of work to do. Today we had a number of new ministers who joined cabinet, and they have portfolios that they need to execute. So I think over the next few weeks they will do their work, and I think the reflection that the PM has committed to will happen over the next few weeks as well. What's important today is that we focus on Canadians. We focus on what's happening with the new administration in the U.S., and we will continue to work for Canadians.
As you mentioned, the Prime Minister has he shared the plan with you about how his reflection is going to go? Are you confident he's going to stay on until the next election?
Well, I think it's important that the PM speaks in terms of what he's going to do. He has certainly he's heard caucus members. There was a meeting earlier this week, and he will continue to listen to caucus members as well as cabinet ministers. And I think it's important that over the next few weeks he reflects on what he wants to do, but he's also made sure that we focus on Canadians. What's happening in the next few weeks is important, very consequential to Canada, but very consequential to our relationship with the U.S., and that's what we need to be focusing on.
Do you think he's the best choice to lead the party in the next election?
Do you have a timeline from the Prime Minister on when he'll make his decision?
You've heard him. He is indicated that he will reflect on what he's heard from Canadians. And in terms of your question, Ryan, you'd asked.
Do you think he's the best choice to lead the party in the next election?
I ran because of Justin Trudeau. I will run again because of Justin Trudeau, the upcoming election.
That doesn't answer the question, sir. Do you think he's the best choice to lead the party to the next election?
I believe that.
It's a yes or no.
Well, yes, I do believe that.
Okay. And how do you continue to govern with the NDP pulling support?
Government can stay on even though more MPs are calling for Trudeau to resign.
Well, I'm super excited. You never have to ask me twice to represent Canadian veterans, and I'm going to go in here my first meeting, and I'm going to
How does your government survive when the NDP has pulled their support? How does your
Again,
government survive?
I'm super excited to go in here figure out how I'm going to represent Canadian veterans, and
We got the talking point. How does your government survive?
17% of your caucus has called on Trudeau to resign. 17% of your backbench. How can he stay on? Why should he stay on?
I would say that I'm hoping all our colleagues on both sides of the House will get behind and focus on the important issues facing Canada.
Why would they support your government when it's so beleaguered and unpopular?